Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's been a while since I've posted something. I've been busy doing my home renovations. I have a new garage, as you see, and I'm still rebuilding my Mercedes SL 500, which I have some really interesting movies coming up soon with rebuilding the vacuum system and also replacing the soft top. So keep looking at my channel, subscribe, follow me even on Instagram, building, not buying, and I will be posting pictures and updates very soon. So at this point I have here a Seat Ateca from 2017 with only 3,500 miles on it. And this car has been in a crash, obviously, as you can see. And I will dedicate this movie a little bit by introducing the damage of the car and also showing you some critical points where you have to look at when you're buying a car for yourself. As you know, I'm a home mechanic, so I do this for hobby, but I always feel sharing information is valuable to anyone. So I'll walk you through the damage a little bit and let you see what I'm working with. So this is the car. As you can see, it has a significant amount of rear quarter panel damage. It is actually a car that was side impacted in this direction by another car, and as a result of it, while cornering, it actually flipped over. So I have some damage on the other side as well. The rear bumper, obviously, deck lid. The other quarter panel, which has only some minor damage here, I will repair this with the spotter. Interesting to keep watching, so be sure to tune in. And this door here, on the front door, is a replacement. It's too dark, I cannot show you this time, but I will next time. I might even decide to repair this door just for the sake of a YouTube movie. You can see here the crease. And you can also see that the edging of the quarter panel is low in reference to the door. And I will also give you a short movie on how to analyze a quarter panel damage like this, because at first it seems to be okay, not a big damage, but when you get into it and you start repairing, especially when you have edging that looks like this, you can have a challenge getting it back, because here you can see the edging is fine. Here the crease opens, and actually the door is more out than the quarter panel itself. But not a major repair. Definitely something to take into consideration when you're buying one. Also this quarter panel here, small damage, couple of dents. Doesn't seem really a big damage at first, but when you actually go inside of here, I don't know if you can see it, but this is actually while this car was impacted here in the rear, it pushed in the sheet metal, and the result of that, this hood deck lid actually came out. So you can see it here as well. If you look at the corner, you can see that the edging is out. You can fix it by pulling out on the ribs first, and then pulling out the dents with the spotter, and probably you will be able to massage it back into place. But not the intention of the movie. Intention of the movie is this quarter panel damage here, and to discuss how you can fix it. So I have a light. You can see the severity of the damage. You can also see that the shock absorber has been dented, and I don't know if I can catch it on the camera, but also a part of the frame rail, right where the screw goes in, is dented in. Not major, but definitely something to fix. The biggest damage, however, is here. I don't know actually how you call it in English, but it's the triangle of the quarter panel, and it's all the way pushed in. It's really bad. And if you come around, you can see that from the back panel there is nothing there. Well, if you look at the other side, you can see a complete corner of the rear panel. So you either have two choices, or you work with a frame alignment machine, which I have here, or you completely replace the rear panel. I'm not going to replace the rear panel. I don't see there is a need at this point. I will probably pull this out with the bench back to its original place, and I will repair this corner here to OEM spec, making sure that it all fits back together when we have to. You can also see here that during the impact, the you know how you call it actually, the let's call it the caulk has ripped apart. So there's definitely some movement here. You go back to the triangle, you can see how the multiple layers of sheet metal has been pushed in. So the first step for me would be to attach a clamp on the bottom and pull out the sheet metal, so I can straighten out all of those layers there. So how would I fix this? Because if you look at the inside, you can also see that there's some creasing right there. So my first step of action would be to attach the clamps to the edging and to the corner there, pull it out to almost spec as far as I can go, and then I would remove the outer sheet metal, which I will cut there on the window. You have to remove the window first, obviously, and I will cut it here on that part of the car. When I drill the spot welds, I will take it off, further align also the inner fender, because as you can see, the inner fender has some significant damage as well. If I'm going to get a second-hand unit, a second-hand part, I probably order it with the inner fender as well, and replace the inner fender. But as this is not a very popular car, not a lot of parts are available second-hand, I might reuse this part and fix it. I haven't decided yet. It really depends on how it looks like after the pull. You can massage it back into place with a rubber mallet when you start pulling it, but in case it doesn't look right, I'll just go ahead and replace it with a OEM part, new off the shelf. So I think the damage here on this car is pretty minor, in the sense that it does have some structural damage, but the majority is sheet metal. The car was on its side, so there is replacement for, let's say, all of the doors, almost all of the doors, except for the front right one. This is, for me, is an easy repair. You can see at the crease here that the lip of the door is actually in. I would repair this by tapping it with a rubber mallet to go in this original position, and then fix the crease that you see here, with including the dent, obviously. But this would save the door a lot of work, because you would probably only have to repaint that part of the door instead of replacing it completely, taking all of the parts off, painting it inside out, putting it back in, and this is a very, very minor damage. The left front door is definitely a replace. The front left fender is also definitely a replace, and the rear right one. The other ones are pretty much fixable. The only thing, and it even happens to me, and I buy a lot of cars, the only thing that was a bit of a surprise when I started taking apart, was that actually the rear axle is a one-piece axle going from left to right, and I was inspecting the car, and I did not see the fact that it was one piece. I thought it was a wishbone setup, and I saw that the wheel was in a little bit by the impact on the side. So I thought it was an easy fix, just replace some of the triangles or wishbones. But when I started to pull the car apart, where you cannot always see the car well in auctions, I noticed that it was a fixed axle. And you can actually see the stress marks here, where the paint is peeling off. This is the stress mark where the rear axle bent on impact. So for me, this means a full replacement of the rear axle. Not a happy job, I don't like doing it, but in this case it's necessary for also the wheel alignment, and just needed because it's not good anymore. So I will keep updating you with some pictures and some movies. Just if you're interested, subscribe, like my Instagram page. Like I said, I'm a home mechanic. I like to share some of my knowledge and my ideas. And very soon I will also be uploading some of my Mercedes SL repair movies. I think you would be interested in it. And as I proceed with this one, taking it apart, fixing it, removing the quarter panel, using the spotter, welding and so forth. When I have something that I think is valuable for others to know, I will most definitely share it with you. So stay tuned for more information.